I've been up for 40 odd something hours. The sweat on my back's got my shirt soaked and sour. And it's already gone. Second night's coming and I'm spinning back around. We're all caught up, can't hear or feel a sound. And it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worrying about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. Got time but money's not something that's free. Seems the roll of the dice never rolls back to me. And oh, it's already gone. A bird in my hand, two cans in the other, start spinning around. Now here comes another, and oh, it's already gone. And here comes the feeling when you don't got nothing, and all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Oh, it's already gone. And all you want to do is get up and start running. You can't hide long cause you know it's gonna start up again. Here's one thing that I know for certain, this life's too short to be worried about you hurting for long. Whoa, it's already gone. Already gone. It's already gone.
What is up, Jags fans? We are here on a Tuesday night, a little bit later than usual, but not my fault. Not my fault. Don't blame me for that. Don't blame me. I was ready to start, but we had a little bit of a modification tonight with our starting show. We're starting at 9:30 tonight, which is fine. We usually do Tuesday night shows. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you're subscribed and hit the bell notification so that you know when we go live. I'm usually somewhere between 9 and 10 p.m., somewhere around there. So make sure that you are subscribed. This is a fan show. And I have a feeling that the fans have a lot to say this week about the Jags, from Trevor Lawrence to the offensive line, to the drops, to Liam Cohen. And listen, I'm with y'all. I consume a lot of Jags content. I consume YouTube shows, Jags radio, Twitter. I consume all the same things you all consume. So I know what the narrative has been. Okay, I get it. I've been seeing it all. I'm going to try to keep this show a little bit more positive. I'm not going to try to make excuses. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to make excuses. I got a bunch of clips loaded up, I actually got to get this all going here. I don't want to share it quite yet, but I have a lot of clips loaded up. So this show might be a little bit longer than usual. So if you're someone that just pops in and pops out, that's fine. Glad you're here. Get in the comments early while you're here. If you're someone that sticks around for the whole show, buckle up. If you're someone that rewatches it on VOD, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. These are late night shows. I'm glad you watch it. Tell a friend if you want. We break down the film. I got a lot of plays. I may get in YouTube jail tonight. That's okay. That's okay. But I do want to hear from you. I know the issues. Listen, we all know the issues. So rather than telling me the issues, receivers got to catch the ball. We know that. We've heard that. Trevor Lawrence has got to be better. We know that. The offensive line has to be better. We know that. Can't have as many penalties. Okay. Like we know that too. Like, you can say whatever you want. I'm not going to limit what you're going to say, but when you get in the comments, like, what would you do to fix this team? Let's do that. Like, what would you do to fix it? Does this team need fixing? We're 4-3. We're only 2 games behind the Colts. Does it need fixing? And if it does, like, what would you do to fix it? Let's go there. I do have a good play folder. It's got 5 plays in it. Okay. We got 5 plays that we can build off of. There's some things that we can build. We can build off Travis Hunter. He's really good. Got some good. A lot of bad. How many are in the bad folder? Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 18. We have 20 plays in the bad folder. I don't know if we're going to, I mean, listen, I just said it's going to be positive, and I have 20 plays in the bad folder, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna break down the film like I'm a coach in the film room. I coached for a long time. Film's kind of my thing. I was a film junkie when I was a coach. My first job in college, when I was like basically just like getting my first job in football, I was the film guy. So I had to like get the film from practices and the games. I had to upload it to where all the team could see it. I had to break it down by formation, down and distance, hash marker, play type, all of that. I'm a film junkie. I've watched more film than probably NFL players, if I had to guess. I'm going to talk like coaches talk in the film room. Doesn't mean I hate any of these people. Just means that's how we're going to view it. Bunch of clips. We got to start the clips early, but this is a fan show. So we're going to start with some of the comments here. I'm insanely backed up on comments already, but I'm going to get to as many as I possibly can. First one in here, Preston Timms. Going to be a long week and a half, but I think it's a good time to retool/rethink a few things. Get healthy. Even though it's shaky, we're still in the mix to make a run. What's up, Jason? Good comment, and I appreciate you asking what's up with me. It means a lot. This is my last week of like intensive, heavy work at work. So after this week, you might see a lot more of me. You might. Glad you're here, Preston. Boy McCoy says, I need to apologize to y'all who said Trevor was not it. Y'all were right. I just don't see him ever elevating this team, and I don't know how we move on or who we even get next. Local radio, they did this little thing where they talked about which quarterbacks would you take if you were starting a franchise of all the quarterbacks in the NFL. And these are local radio guys, and Trevor got picked in 19th, which means they think that there are 18 better quarterbacks to start a franchise with than Trevor. That is not good. That is not good. Now, recency bias is a thing. We've seen 2 bad games from Trevor. I take that back. We've seen 2 really bad games from Trevor. That happens. If you look back to that, 2022 year and a half he had, like he was top 10, top 5. So which Trevor are you going to get? Inconsistency is the problem. I get it. Again, we're going to try to keep it light, not light. We're going to try to we're not going to echo chamber the same things that have been said. We've said the same thing. So let's see. BT, the first channel member in here, says, good news. Travis Hunter is our best wide receiver and corner. Bad news. Hunter is our best wide receiver and corner. Well, when you trade 2 picks for him, you expect him to be that. I don't think it's bad news. I get what you're saying. Like, you want other people on the roster that can contribute, but Liam Cohen came out and said, and Gladstone came out and said the reason why we traded 2 first-round picks for him was because they expected him to be the best player at both positions. They called him a generational player. They called him a guy who will be different than anyone ever else. And so it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Almo23U says, let's go break it down. All right, a couple more comments. I'm going to get to the film. Hyris says, Jason, best Jags YouTuber around. Let's hear your stuff, man. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. For someone that does this part-time, I'll admit, less than part-time. I did get a good amount of time today to go through the film. Like I spent a long time on the film today, which typically I don't do after an embarrassing loss like we had at the Rams, but I had time. And so I went through it, and it should be a good breakdown. The season's already gone, referencing this song. I don't think so. Can't think so. Isaiah Mim says, can't wait to see this catastrophe on film. Scroll down a bit. I know there's a bunch. I'm sorry, guys, if I miss it. I asked how to fix it. Zach Glass says, we got to be real. Trevor is the problem. Yes, everyone else on the team has issues too, but how many coaches do we fire before we realize Trevor can't be the guy? All right. Here's what I'll say. And I said this on Rick Blue's show. I said, the issue we're having is that people are taking turn making mistakes, not executing. Trevor's not executing at times. BTJ is not executing at times. Parker Washington, De'Ami Brown, they're not executing at times. The offensive line, they take turns from left tackle to right tackle all across the line. They're taking turns messing up, not having good plays, whether it's missed assignments or penalties. And then you have Liam Cohen's making mistakes. You have special teams. Cam Little's making mistakes. People are just taking turns making mistakes. So we're in a weird position where it's like, how do you fix it? That's why I started the show with that. How do we fix it? Because you're going to say, a lot of people are going to say, we need a new quarterback. Doesn't fix the offensive line. Oh, we need a new offensive lineman. It doesn't fix the receivers dropping the ball. Oh, well, we need to beat Travis Hunter getting more targets and playing more defense. That doesn't fix the coverage bust from the safeties. So, like, they're all just taking turns making mistakes. It's a hard fix. And this might be the reality. This might be the hard reality. The tough pill for Jags fans to swallow may be this. This team is very much the same roster as last year that won 4 games. They added some players in the draft, added some players in free agency. But for the most part, it's the same roster that won 4 games. It may take Gladstone and Cohen more than 7 games to turn this roster into what they need it to be. It may also take some more time than 7 games for Gladstone and Cohen to figure out how to really run this offense and this team. And maybe the harsh reality is that we need to be a little more patient. And that's why, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, we just made to be more patient. Patience is not a virtue that NFL fans typically have. I get that. Trevor Lawrence has been in the league for 5 years. Patient. We've been patient. I get that. This offensive line has been bad forever. I get that. But hopefully I convinced you. We may need to be a little more patient with just this roster just may need to be flipped. This entire roster may need to be flipped. And it's hard to do that in 1 year. It's hard to do that in one off season. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get to some plays, or people aren't going to watch. Should we start? Okay, I said I was gonna be positive. So let's start with I want to start with this instead. Instead of starting with some plays. Nah, I take it back. Let's start with the plays. Okay. All right. Here is something that I think is promising, and they've got to give credit to the coaches here. You'll see here. This play does seem to be working a bit. So you're going to see Jags are in the pistol formation. Pistols when the back is behind the quarterback. You do have one tight end in the game, what appears to be a tackle over. Okay, so you got a center, not a tackle over. You have a center, a guard, a tackle, and a tackle over. So this is an extra tackle. Okay, then you have a guard and a tackle. So you have 6 offensive linemen in the game and a tight end. If you're the defense, you're thinking, all right, they're running the ball. You're backed up. You're on the 9-yard line. This is run all the way. Okay. Jags are in 11 pistol. Again, a quick recap. This first number indicates the amount of running backs, and that's one running back. The second number indicates the tight ends. That's one tight end. So 11 pistol. We're in pistol. And if you want to get super, specific, then you would call this a tight. 11 pistol tight, because you do have your wide receivers like pretty tight at the ball. Okay, so 11 pistol tight formation. And I'll watch this play. I like this play. Play action. Deep crossing route to De'Ami Brown. I mean, you watch him here. He's lined up tight. When you're a defensive back, because I did coach defensive backs for a while, when your receiver's lined up tight, he typically either wants to cross the formation or get to the outside. So that's typically what you want to key in when you're a defensive back. Not always, I get that, but it's kind of what you're keying here. Typically, they want to go out if they're lined up tight. That's typically the rule of thumb. But if he's not going out, then he wants to cross the formation. And typically, you have time to get pressure if he goes crossing the formation. So if you're a DB, you're thinking just don't let him hit the quick out. Little side note for DBs out there. All right, so here you go. Play action. Doesn't actually freeze the linebackers as much as it should. He's dropping. He's looking and dropping. He's bailing. He's playing the flats. He's going to play deep thirds. He's playing deep center field. So when De'Ami Brown does this deep cross across the field, basically you're going to make this free safety carry him all the way across. If you can have time to give Trevor time in the pocket, this deep crosser should be there. Now, it didn't work a couple times, but this time it did work. The cover 3 safety here is going to bite on BTJ. And again, if Trevor has time, you can hit this. You have that tackle over. The running back, ETN, kind of blocks a bit here. Great job blocking by the tight end. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, Jason, you cherry-picked one good play. Congrats. Well, not really, because they kind of do the same concept here. Okay, so here they're an ace. They got 2 tight ends in the game. So we'd call this 12 ace formation. Ace is just what I call when he's under center. Again, the 2 tight ends, the 1 running back, and again, 12 ace tight. Okay, so you're going to see the same thing here. Again, you set up deep. You got good max protection is what they'll call it. And again, the same route, the deep crossing route from Tim Patrick. So, I mean, this play's working. We just have to give Trevor time. You're going to see a nice little cross block here by the tight end, a block. So essentially you have 7 guys blocking with the play action. I don't know if he leaks out or he blocks, but essentially you're max protecting for this deep crosser. Again, you see the cover 3, could be a cover 1. He's playing press, could be cover 1, but the deep crosser. And again, this is working. So this play at least is working. If we're going to try to be positive, this play is working. Yeah. So we have that. We have that going for us. Hyris, fix, trade Trevor. Anyone willing to maybe take half the salary and give us a 3rd or 4th? I don't think it's going to happen. I think if you're looking to get rid of Trevor, realistically, and I'm not saying I am, I'm saying realistically, you're going to have to probably give him all of this year and all of next year, and then you have some options. It's the reality of the situation. The way his contract's set up, you're still eating a lot of the cap. But I said on UCF Jaguars show earlier today, which is the reason why we started late, because I didn't want to do a show at the same exact time as UCF Jaguar. I didn't want to poach him from anybody. You know, I support him. I said the same thing, that I think Liam Cohen maybe wants a guy more like Baker than Trevor. And I don't mean a guy that's like a hype guy. I don't mean a guy that's going to run out there and headbutt somebody or do a little shimmy dance after he runs for a first down. I think what's a quarterback that can read the defense, make the right throw, dissect who's open, and then create yards with his legs if he needs to. That's what I think. Let's see what else we have here. Shouldn't have traded Tank. Now we can't be a heavy run offense. Well, I think they believe in Tootin. And that's fair, especially after Tank Bigsby. He had the touchdown run last week. Tyson Campbell had the pick six. Clavon Chazon had the sacks. You can point to anything they shouldn't have done or should have done when it comes to keeping people or not keeping people. But I do believe, Devin, that Liam Cohen and James Gladstone want to flip this roster. We saw them try to do as much as they could this offseason. I think next season you'll see. I mean, we saw the trade of Tyson Campbell. I mean, I think they want to flip this roster completely, which I'm all on board for. With a 4-win team last year, I don't care what you say about Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is not a 4-win coach. He's a Super Bowl winning coach. Not saying he was good. Not saying I would have kept him, but he's not a 4-win coach. This roster was deficient of talent, wildly. So they're trying to flip this roster. It's going to take them more than 7 games. It just is. I think they want to be a run-heavy offense with Tootin. I like LaQuint Allen a lot. He's one of my favorite players on the team. I have a couple plays with LaQuint Allen coming up that I really love LaQuint Allen. It seems like we never can just take easy passes, 5 to 10 yards. Stafford was making it look easy. When's the last time Trevor has made anything easy? So Stafford definitely put on a clinic on what a good quarterback looks like. I'll give you that. That's completely fair. Sunstain says, Trevor's still better than half the quarterbacks in this league. It'd be very hard to replace him that quickly. You got to look. I mean, it's hard to replace quarterbacks. It's not as simple as people think. I mean, look at all the number 1 overall quarterbacks that have gone over the last 10 years. They rarely work out with the team they were drafted by. Personally, I would have kept Tank over ETN. It could be worse. We could have Press Taylor. Good point. Come back. LOL, we should run a 4-3 defense. We do run a 4-3 defense. Jaguars lead the NFL in drops with 21 drops through the first 7 weeks of the season. They're the only team to have over 20 drops, also leading in penalties. Okay. I'm glad you brought this up. Breaks by Duval. I love Breaks by Duval TV. He has great comments. I see him comment on other shows all throughout the day. He has great comments. Don't think you're wrong. Let me just throw out this little counterpoint. Not even a counterpoint, something to think about. Yes, the Jaguars have led the NFL in drops this season. We all know drops are a problem. But since entering the league, Trevor Lawrence has had the most drops of any quarterback. So where's the line between the receivers suck and Trevor throws an uncatchable ball? Only question for you. Not after 5 years of leading the league with drops, you're either the most unlucky quarterback in the NFL or you're throwing an uncatchable ball. Either way, I don't know if I want either one. I don't know if I want a quarterback that's unlucky or a quarterback that throws an uncatchable ball. I don't know if I want either one. Trevor is from Preston Timms. Trevor isn't the problem. Sorry, he's not. The system now fits Purdy and Debo more than a big arm and Greyhound wide receivers. Build toward that. Cool, but that's our roster now. Hell, Rattler has better stats than Trevor. Very convoluted. We need some time. Ascension Burner says, I think one of your Twitter repliers said it best when UCF asked, what does Trevor do well? Make easy plays look hard and make hard plays look easy. All right, let's look at some more plays. All right, here's some more good. And we got a lot of bad boys, so don't go anywhere. All right, so the D-line needed to get more pressure, but they did get some pressure. I know no one's happy with the pressure, but the Jags are going to show this like, you call this like a double mug. So a double mug is essentially when you have your linebackers in the A gaps right here. And Campanile and the Jags do a good job of showing and simulating this pressure often, and then like backing them out, or doing a zone blitz where they bring a linebacker and then they drop an end, or they drop an end here. This is the double mug formation. The Rams are in 11 gun personnel, 1 tight end, 1 back. So you're going to see here, they got twins out to the offense's left. I mean, that's a sack. I mean, I think they end up dropping the defensive back here, and they still bring 6. I think they bring 6 here. No, they don't drop. He sits. But they do bring both the linebackers. I mean, that's a good job by Foye. Good job by Foye. Looks like Allen stunts to the A gap. Hey, we'll take that. We'll take that. Here's a pressure. We don't really get a sack here, but Josh Hines Allen, again, he's going to get another pressure here. And that's what, I mean, they're saying Josh Hines Allen's not getting home, but he's getting pressures. I mean, this is an indication of it right here. I mean, he forces this incompletion. I mean, a tight end cannot block Josh Hines Allen. I mean, it's just not going to happen. They're going to release him. They're going to try to do one-on-one, and he's going to beat him with speed. I mean, Josh Hines Allen's still a good player. Good coverage by Monteric. Can we see Monteric's coverage here? Yep. This is just going to be your little corner route here. A little inside release to a corner. Monteric does a good job staying on the hip. Good jam. It's a good jam. Yeah. I mean, that's all you can do. That's all you can do. You always want to, the hardest throw and catch to make is to the outside. So good job by Monteric forcing it, staying on the inside of the hip, not giving him an inside release. One of the few plays that Stafford did not connect on. Last good play. Hopefully, this was in YouTube jail. But this is Travis Hunter is going to run a little inside release and then a corner route. They'll call this, you might hear this called a 7 route. And the reason why they'll call it a 7 route is because if we draw a straight line here, this is considered a 1. This is considered a 2. This is considered a, I think an out here is a 3. This is the flat. A dig is a 4. Flat, 2, 3, 4. Comeback. Okay, a 3 is a comeback. I'm sorry. A 3 is a comeback. A deep out to 5. A post is a 6. A corner is a 7. A deep dig. I'm sorry. I'm all wrong here. 6 is a dig. Post is an 8, and then a vertical is a 9. So this is like the route tree right here. Sorry, I messed it up. But you're going to see the 7 route here by Travis Hunter for the touchdown. He is going to stem it in, though. Yeah, I mean, that's your number 1. That's your number 1 right there. Don't forget 5 years leading the league in turnovers from M. Darrell. McVay ran more 13 personnel in the first half than he ran in the last 4 years total. Every one of his tight ends got a catch. Stafford ran a clinic. Now, I think what KV Hack is referencing is, and I was going to bring this up. I already have it loaded up. Got to give credit to DD Science on Jags Reddit. When I was watching the film, I was like, dang, they're using a lot of tight ends. And this is what he's talking about is this 13 personnel. I remember we went over what it was. 13 personnel is 3 tight ends. If we go here, this is a good write-up. McVay is notorious for his insanely high usage of 11 personnel, which we already just saw on the Monteric Brown play, which is 1 tight end, 1 running back. And look what, I mean, you can even look through, he does a breakdown of his throughout the years. Sean McVay, 0 13 personnel in 2022, 1 13 personnel in 2023, and 3 13 personnel in 2024. Now, what does McVay do when he plays the Jags? I don't know if these stats are, I mean, I don't know how accurate these are. This is like total plays for the whole team, but still ran 30 of 62, 48.4%. In short, the Rams used 13 personnel more times in this one game than 26 other teams have done all season. So essentially, what happened was on a short week with the Sean McVay playing his former apprentices, came out and said, stop this. We're going to run something that we have never ran before. Great job by Sean McVay. This is what is called being outcoached. Got outcoached. And when you got a first-year head coach and a first-year GM and you go up against a guy like Sean McVay, you're going to get outcoached. And that's what happened. So good call. Good call. Ascension Burner says, I do feel like I messed up taking a 10-sack season for Josh Hines-Allen and taking BTJ with my second-round pick in fantasy. To be fair, with 60-man league, I was pick 3, so I thought it was a steal and snake. Yeah, you did mess up. You don't. It's not how you felt. You did, unless Josh Hines-Allen goes off and BTJ goes off. Panther says, just imagine if BTJ was his rookie self, probably beat the Seahawks and the Bengals. Brought this up on UCF Jaguars show. BTJ has never in his career been good with Trevor Lawrence. Not his rookie year, not in the offseason, and not this season. He's actually only been good with Mac Jones. This brings me back to my question. Does Trevor Lawrence throw an uncatchable ball? Preston Timms goes on to say, that was a game Travis has to play defense. If it's like that, just bring him in less on offense if needed and target him anytime he's in. I doubt teams will just worry about BTJ if that's the case. Ryan, he says, I had an epiphany about Trevor. He plays like a guy that watched countless quarterback fundamental VHSs, but never watched a single football game. You can tell he's never played backyard growing up. Yeah, not having Devin Lloyd and Travon Walker was definitely taken advantage of by Sean McVay. That's a good point. Good point. Ascension Burner, I'm surprised for free agency. Jags aren't going for a tight end while Strange is injured, but also I'd get paid a paid wide receiver to make BTJ and Travis's job easier. I feel like they went and got Johnny Munt and Hunter Long, and that's who they wanted, to be honest. And they're not playing terrible. They're just not as good as Britton Strange. All right, the bad folder. Oh, no. Okay, so here we go, boys. Buckle up. Like, just buckle up. We're going to do what we can without getting in YouTube jail. But this was third down. You got third down. You need to get a first down. Jags come out in empty formation. They may pre-snap motion somebody. It looks like LaQuint Allen's here. I mean, this is empty quads left. Quad receivers to the left. The Rams were showing a too high, but it's a staggered too high. You can't really tell. This is why defenses are so hard to read at times, because they are staggered. If you can tell here, they're not like equal in line with each other, which is usually a dead giveaway of cover 2. So if they're staggered, a lot of times he'll move down into like a robber middle of the field safety, like short middle of the field, and then he'll drop to free, and then they'll drop to cover 3. This happens a lot, but a lot of times when you're playing the boundary corner, which he's playing the boundary corner here, then you don't need as much depth. So it's hard to know pre-snap what they're in. Okay, so they're going to release. I want to draw your attention to LaQuint Allen, who I already said was my favorite. He might be my favorite Jaguar right now. Like, he might be my favorite Jaguar. Watch what he does to this D end. Just watch. Bam! Like, Walker Little doesn't have to block anybody. This is the perfect offense. The perfect offense is Walker Little doesn't have to block anybody. I mean, I just love LaQuint Allen. I mean, look at this. I can watch that all day. Bam! Like in from the line of scrimmage, not even from the backfield. Just lays him on his ass. Absolutely beautiful. And then look what happens. You have your 3 wide receivers running deep routes. You have some pretty good protection here. This is like what is holding Trevor and the offense back is Trevor's not making the right reads. He wants to look downfield at a deep pass. You got 3 guys on your left side running into a cover 2 zone. You might have a guy in this window here, maybe. But it's 3rd and short. LeQuint Allen is going to be wide open. I mean, look at this. Okay, it's not 3rd and short. I'm sorry. It's 3rd and 12. So maybe I'm wrong. But still, get up here, see what can happen. I thought it was 3rd and short. That's on me. You listen, I'm wrong sometimes. Thought it was 3rd and short. It's just 3rd and long. So maybe I don't blame Trevor for going deep here. But let's just still see what happens. Just terrible. Doesn't even give this guy a chance. And maybe LeQuint Allen doesn't get it. This is pretty late in the game, though. I mean, maybe you get like a catch to like here and you go for it. But I mean, at least give Travis Hunter a chance. Should we stick with the offense? Oh, God, I hated this play. All right, tackle over. Here we go again. Extra Cole Van Lanen coming in at tackle over, which means you have 3 tackles on the field right now. Again, the Rams. Again, this was Liam Cohen's way of trying to get Sean McVay on the short week. Sean McVay went 13 personnel with 3 tight ends. Liam Cohen went tackle over. Like that was the difference of strategies right there. Heavy personnel. I mean, this is heavy. I like this play. I like this play so far. And when you look at it, and let's look at it from the end zone. Actually, I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. Let's look at it from the end zone. Okay, tackle over. Got Dummy Brown in the slot right there coming in. Like, if you pause it right here, this is a good run right here. You could go here. You pick the lane. Probably this one is the lane to go. Okay. Well-designed play by Liam Cohen. Well-designed play. I like this. We're good. We're going to get a good chunk here. Even if he gets hit by this safety, if Dummy Brown blocks him, if he gets hit by this safety, you're with Tootin's girth, you're getting some good yards on this run. Watch Dummy Brown. This is where I get mad because this was an obvious business decision. Rather than block the linebacker, which might hurt, I'm going for the corner that's 8 yards behind the play. He seal blocks this, which you don't have to do much. Just put your hands on him. And we're solid right here. Who knows what Tootin could do with this lane or bounce. I mean, not going to bounce out, but imagine what he could do there. This is a business decision by Dummy Brown. Can't say he didn't see him. That's the crap that pisses me off. That's the crap that pisses me off right there. But, like, who are we mad at? Dummy Brown wasn't like some superstar receiver last year. He had a good playoff run. regular season, he was very pedestrian. We brought him in, and fans were like, oh, De'Ami Brown's about to take off. That shit pisses me off. Should have ran the other way. Fair. Jake's fake jet sweep. Okay. I'm not seeing players over plays. Example, just throw it deep sometimes. 3rd and long. BTJ had Gonzalez all over him last year and still caught the ball. He catches deep balls better than any. Can says, Ion, no. I think he throws hard. I don't think he throws hard. I think the wide receivers just know where the ball is going to be placed. There was a stop with the damn short passes, Travis. Had 2 back-to-back big catches, one against the Niners, one against the Chiefs. Now throw the effing ball. Get him deep. Are they spending the extra hours after practice to try to get in sync? Cincha Burns says, DB, no blocking. De'Ami Brown is no blocking linebacker. Proves Madden blocking isn't wrong with the blocking. That De'Ami Brown misblocked me is evidence of convolution, overthinking. If it were football, he would have just made that block. I mean, you tell anyone in that situation, block the first white jersey you see. Is it really De'Ami Brown's fault? Is De'Ami Brown a blocker? Yes, he should have blocked him. Could Cohen have put someone better there? Probably. Tim Patrick probably would have been a better option there. But if you put tackle over and Tim Patrick in the game, is it just too obvious you're running? I mean, these are the mind games that coaches have to go through. Quint Allen blocked the wrong person on 4th and 7. I mean, I don't know. I was sad to miss the game to play golf after seeing the score and shooting a personal best. I'm actually thrilled. But listen, you picked the right game to play some golf. And I love golf so much. I got a Titleist hat on right now. At the point, who do we trust to win one-on-one? Travis Hunter. LaQuinn Allen. Trevon Walker healthy. That's about it. I think we need a leader on offense. No, we don't lack a leader. And Njoku would probably be cheap. You know what Gladstone likes to do with picks. He likes to F them picks. Jason, what's your take on Josh Hines-Allen? It's a good question. I like Josh Hines-Allen. I think he's a very good player. I think he produces more than his sack numbers indicate. Do I think he's being paid a little bit more than he is producing? Yes, but that's every player in the NFL nowadays, it feels like, that gets a contract extension or gets picked up in free agency. He's at a position you have to have at D end. I think with some help at the other side, like when Trevon Walker was healthy, he was really good. It sucks he's not a guy that can be a one-man wrecking ball like a lot of these DNs are, like Myles Garrett, the Watts, how they were, Mason Crosby, Aiden Hutchinson, which kind of stings to say. It sucks he's not one of those one-man wrecking crews, but he's good. He's good. And you have to have a DN. So I mean, it was either that or we have a rookie and Smoot. So I mean, I don't know. We all know who the leader is after the bye week. We need Kaiser and McLeod on the field in a 4-3 defense. I'd like to see them both on the field more. And maybe that's one change you will see after the bye week. I would like to think that after getting your ass beat by your former coach, Gladstone and Cohen came up through McVay. After getting your ass beat and embarrassed by the guy who taught you everything, I hope that there's a lot of soul searching and changes being made. I fear I'm maybe over exaggerating a two loss lose streak. I don't know. Needed safety, but not anything else is obvious. Not anything obvious out there. Beard looking clean. Oh, thanks. It's a little gray. You see the gray in it? Getting old, boys. Getting old. Again, fix the flags. Josh Hines-Allen 1-on-1 too. Okay, Jones for Josh Hines-Allen. Imagine taking Walker over Hutchinson and Tavon over Lamar. That's what we dealt with. Yep. All right. What else do I want to? Okay. One thing I just want to and I want to get this in early, and by early I mean 47 minutes in. One thing I just want to kind of get out there early is this narrative that's going out about Trevor's catchable ball rate as far as like throwing catchable balls. When you go back and watch the film, it's a lot like pressures. It's a lot catchable ball. Anytime you get into these advanced analytics, you need to kind of take a step back. They're great. I love them. I love seeing them. They can tell a lot of the story. But I'm about to show you two examples of what are classified as catchable balls where Trevor could have been way better. Well, the receivers are paid to catch the ball. That's fair. That's completely fair. But at the same time, look at what I'm talking about here. Okay. So as far as you're going to see, watch this. I can't remember who it is, if it's Travis Hunter or Parker Washington, but one of these guys is going to be, I think it's Parker Washington, releases on a fade, a vertical. And Trevor could have thrown a much better ball, ends up throwing what's classified as a catchable ball, not caught. And it's like, bro, Trevor could have made this play complete. 11 personnel, 1x2. Oh, a little pre-snap motion. Never mind. Empty. Sorry. Forgot about that. Okay. So again, verticals. Verticals, I mean, this is a staple of Liam Cohen's offense. Vertical, vertical, vertical. They're attacking all three layers of the field, or all three zones of the field. They're going to put a flat release player here, flat release player here. This is to give Trevor options. When Trevor talked about at the beginning of the year, there's more options in this offense, is what he meant. There's people everywhere. You just got to read the defense and make the right throw. Okay. So you have some options. Now, what you're doing is you're leveling off of look how deep this guy's playing. The middle of the field's pretty jammed up here. But this play call does a great job of layering the flats or layering the sidelines. So basically what I mean by that is the sidelines are making the defenders have to pick between high or low. And this is an easier read for Trevor. Okay. Look how long Parker Washington is open before Trevor Lawrence throws him the ball. One, two, three, four, 5 steps. He's not looking, but he's open. All right, now he's looking. I mean, look at this. Trevor could have thrown the ball anywhere in here. And where does Trevor place the ball? Look where the ball ends up. Doesn't catch the ball. It's literally on the sidelines. Watch it again. Look where he's open. Open. Could have thrown it. Could have thrown it. Could have thrown his back shoulder. Could have thrown behind him. What does he do? Throws it here. Out of bounds. Incomplete. That's a catchable ball. The receiver didn't catch. That we're saying is the receiver's fault. That was clearly Trevor's fault. Trevor could have thrown this ball anywhere. Throws it out of bounds. Well, Parker Washington got his feet in. Maybe. Maybe. But come on, man. Throw him a ball he can catch. Here's another one. Again, this is going to go down as a catchable ball that the receiver didn't catch. So when you look at Trevor leads the league in catchable balls that were not caught. Yeah, maybe. Maybe he does. And there's blame to go around everywhere. But, brother, look at this play from the end zone. Yeah, maybe Travis Hunter should make this catch. But what's wrong with throwing him the ball in the freaking chest? So just be careful. I love the advanced analytics. I think they're great. But when you see Trevor leads the league in catchable balls the receivers dropped, those two plays are plays they're adding into those numbers. Just so y'all know. Didn't Trev say that football wasn't number one for him? Yeah. The numbers don't lie, but they don't tell the whole truth. Good point. Late again. It's okay. It's okay, little big man. Not a problem. Not a problem. I mean, I did start the show late, and you're still late. Not a good look. They played a cover 3, show 6. I'm not sure which play you're talking about. I rarely see a defense show 6. I don't think I've ever in my life seen a defense show 6. 6 is almost exclusively a coverage you roll into, because 6 is where you have 2 safeties essentially on the field side and then 1 safety on the boundary side. So essentially it's cover 2 to the field side and then cover 1 to the boundary side. That's very rarely shown pre-snap. Not saying you're wrong. I have to go back and look at it. You'll just tell me which play you were talking about. I've rarely seen that, but maybe. Damn. I do find it annoying when people wish that we'd have taken a player because of who they are currently. Lamar's a great quarterback now because the Ravens were able to develop him. Okay, fair. I'm always the first to say revisionist history. You can go back and say we should have taken this player. Should have taken this player. I mean, we probably should have taken Cam Scatterbo, right? But I'm always that guy that says that. At the same time, I was pounding the table for Lamar Jackson. And every team passed on him. I mean, he went late. So, but I wanted Lamar Jackson so bad. And I thought that was so stupid. We did have Blake Bortles just newly signed to an extension. There is that factor you have to. We thought we were a team of destiny. We thought we were a couple pieces away from a back-to-back run. Tricky, but yeah. We played a deep counter. Nah, can't throw until they're looking. But still, you could didn't have to throw it into the defender. There was plenty of space to throw that ball not into the defender. And you could have thrown it in bounds. Could have thrown it in bounds. The coaching staffs over the last few years were more likely to have guys looking like Giants Jones than Indies Jones. Kansas hit him in the chest. Bro, I'm saying he can definitely make it easier. Our wide receivers also need to grow some. Parker only willing to get smoked. It's true. I miss Britton Strange. Too far to catch. Hunter tried his best, and you couldn't throw the chest because the defender to the left. Really? I'm going to show y'all. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Yeah, maybe you're right. Well, then why not throw it to Parker Washington? I don't know. The game's harder. It's harder than we think. I mean, I'm not going to say that, but at some point, you got to call a spade a spade. Tuesday, Jeff Logman said 5 of the 7 sacks were on the quarterback. I got some sacks coming up. I believe what the coach says about cut the mistakes. Should have taken Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Me too, Jason. I wanted Lamar. Love the UNF rep. Maybe Trevor should go play for UNF instead. Hey, Zach. No. We'll have a football team one day. One day when UNF hires me to be their athletic director, I am going to bring football there. Is that a Fender Squire? What? Come on. Fender Squire. This is a early 2000s Fender Mexican-made Stratocaster. It's not a Squire. I bought that guitar when I was in high school for like $600, and now it's worth like double that because now everybody wants the Mexican-made early 2000s Fender Stratocaster. I do have some music in my video description. I haven't had much time lately to work on it, and I'm not like a professional, but there's some songs in there. But they drop the easy ones. I know. I'm with you, man. And listen, I'm not trying to assign blame to any one person. There's plenty of blame to go around. I promise you. I'm with you there. Trevor has to run the ball to win because he can't read the field. Parker's a better option. Locked onto his first read. A lot of open tight end or releasing running back short overlooked in this game. A little restraint using his outlets could have established some rhythm early. That's one thing about Trevor. He never gets into a rhythm, it feels like. I think Trevor needs some competition behind him. It's hard to bring in competition for a $250 million quarterback. But you're right. But having too much overcomplicated routes or blocking assignments gets in the receiver's heads. It can definitely take away the focus. The standard is if it's catchable, catch the ball. But Nick Mullins is not the answer. I agree. Okay. Mac Jones looking mighty nice right about now. Seabricher says first. Seabricher probably does think he's first, but I am glad he's here. Saints are possibly looking to shop Chris Olave. I'll trade BTJ for him in a heartbeat. I don't think if you're looking to shop a receiver that you have to pay, you're going to trade for a receiver that you have to pay. But I'm with you. So why did BTJ succeed with Mac Jones but not Trevor? And that's a question I can't answer. But there may be the reality that Trevor throws an uncatchable ball. Again, I'm just saying, I don't know why. I can't point to anything. Maybe he throws too hard. Maybe it comes out funky. Maybe he hits him in weird spots. But maybe Trevor just throws an uncatchable ball because after 5 years of leading the league in drops, at some point when you flip receivers and flip coaches and flip offensive linemen and you still lead the league in drops, at some point the blame can't just be passed to everyone else is all I'm saying. How about some Greg Newsome? Right? He got a lot of hate after giving up the big touchdown pass last week, but I thought he bounced back pretty nicely. He's gonna here on Devontae Adams. He's going to play inside leverage. He's in man coverage. He's going to keep. So here's one thing that I'll just give you some knowledge on is that when you're in man coverage, and this is actually going to come back to burn them later in the game. I'll come back to this, but you have to keep what's called inside leverage in man. And the reason why is because if you get a receiver release clean to the inside, that's too easy for a quarterback to throw and catch. You cannot give a slant route. You cannot give a post route. You have to cut off the inside. Playing man defense as a corner is the hardest thing to do in all sports. I will stand by that. So you let them release outside. If they can beat you over the top with a perfect pass and a perfect catch in man defense, you have to live with that. That's why you see some of these great wide receivers make a living on these fade routes, on these corner routes, on these back pylon routes, is because you cannot give up the inside release. That's too easy. That's all day pitch and catch for the offense. Watch Greg Newsome. Stay on the inside. Keep good inside leverage here. Not a great throw by Stafford, but he's there. Breaks on the ball. Doesn't allow Devontae Adams to catch it. Yeah, it's a good job by Greg Newsome. I mean, Tyson Campbell probably gives that up, right? Well, this is my Greg Newsome. Ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Watch this play. Yeah, change the play, Matt. That's pretty good right there. I feel better about the trade after this game. I thought Greg Newsome played pretty decent. I thought he did. I think he did. Where's the play? Let's see here. Oh, this one. Jordan Lewis gets beat. So this is what I was talking about. When you're in man coverage, got to play inside leverage. You cannot give up this inside slant. You can't do that because that's too easy for the quarterback. And this is what happens. Again, we as DBs, we say the way the rules are made in the NFL, you cannot stop a perfect pass and a perfect catch. This is what happens right here. There's nothing new about that. And again, I just explained why. You have to cut off the inside route. You cannot let him beat you to the inside. That slant route's a catch all day. That back of the end zone's a catch all day. You have to stay on that inside hip. And the trade-off of that is if there's perfect throw and a perfect catch, nothing you can do about it. That's not bad defense. Now, if you're an elite corner, can you stop that? Maybe. But you got to be an elite corner, and that particular concept and pass and catch is going to beat 98% of defensive backs in the NFL. Now, they should have never let them get to the 3-yard line. That's how you stop that play, is you don't let them get to the 3-yard line. Coach said that he trusts the kicker, but went for it on every fourth down. We were down by a lot of points, to be fair. We were down by a lot. We needed a lot of points. I'm going to rewind this thing. I'm sure it was a great stream. It was a great stream. It is a great stream. It hasn't ended yet. It's very good, Seabricher, because our coach got too desperate. Good point. Justin Ross, Trevor, former wide receiver from Clemson, said Trevor throws heaters. This sounds silly, but Marv for BTJ, I think it helps both teams. I don't know how BTJ helps any team right now, is the problem, to be honest. Tebow was also a great college quarterback. Yeah, but Tebow didn't have the NFL skill set that Lamar had. And maybe that thinking is why no one took him, which is probably the truth. I just had a feeling about Lamar that I didn't quite have that feeling about Tim Tebow. Mac threw balls with less heat and threw to where BTJ could catch with his body and arms. Trevor and the routes over the middle make him use his hands, skills he hasn't mastered yet. Nah, Marv's been disappointing too. Different styles, though. Maybe Marv can catch in breakers. Newsom is actually better than Tyson Campbell. Greg and Campbell are the same player. I don't care. That's probably pretty true. Trade made no sense. I mean, it did make sense if you're trying to unload Tyson Campbell's contract. That would be the only thing I would say about that. The Campbell trade was a bulky, bad contract dump. Oh, yeah. See, there we go. We played too much zone defense for Campbell, $20 million a year. But why did Ingram's drop issues go down after coming to play with Trevor and is back down in Denver? Strange also hadn't had a lot of drops with Trevor. What's the difference? Passes to tight end and wide receivers. They don't, I mean, receivers are typically running faster when they catch the ball. That would be one big difference I can think of. They're typically running deeper down the field. But yeah, I mean, good point. Trevor gets defended every year. We blame the coaches. We've had 3 different staffs. We blame the O-line. Nobody that was here under Urban is still here. We blame the wide receivers and spent 2 firsts. If Trevor was a decent dude, he would take a pay cut, give back money to help this team. I wouldn't say decent dude. If he was a guy that was trying to win, then yeah. Not true. Riley Moss is doing it. If you have to play the ball as the receiver is playing the ball, the backer can cut the inside route away. Not always. But you're right. Sometimes they can. Sometimes they can. I don't typically trust a backer to zone drop without seeing the receiver make a play on the ball. I wouldn't. I don't think most coaches do either. Who's the next Gator head coach? Hopefully Lane Kiffin. Our defensive coordinators, defense, he only used the playbook that he has. All right. Let's get some more plays. This one's kind of on Ventrell Miller. I thought he had a pretty bad game. So this is, I mean, just a bad read here. I mean, I don't know what the play call was. I'm not in the huddle. Ventrell Miller's going to kind of blitz, but when he sees the running back come out of the backfield, he's got to peel off and go into coverage, and he's just way too late on this. And again, this is not what Ventrell Miller is like ever doing. I think he actually times the blitz well. And this again, a lot of times this comes down to rock, paper, scissors. If he was going to block, this is perfect time blitz by Ventrell Miller, and we're having a different conversation. But rock, paper, scissors, we threw rock, they threw paper, and they threw the running back in the backfield, and they beat us on it. Reason why it's important, that was 4th down. It's 4th down. So, again, it's not really Ventrell Miller's strength is not doing that. You also zone drop your D end. So you had a zone drop D end. You had a blitzing linebacker who realized it too late. Again, you threw paper, you threw scissors, they threw rock. Not good. Oof. Dewey. To be fair, again, this goes back to that 13 personnel. 1, 2, 3 tight ends. They never do this. Jags probably did not plan a lot for this 13 personnel. They see this 13 personnel, the 3 tight ends, and they think it's probably going to be a run. They got Dewey, 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. They go max protect. Dewey gets beat. Can you blame Dewey for this? Yes. I don't think a good coach should have Dewey 7 yards from the line of scrimmage if he's playing, it looks like they're in man. Yes, that's Dewey's fault. And yes, a more athletic safety would make this play probably. But if you're playing 7 yards from the ball, and you can't get any pressure on a play that it takes 7 seconds to throw. Again, I don't think Dewey's the answer, but no pressure, 7-step drop, time to flip his hips. Dewey stands no chance here. Stands no chance here. This Giambi Brown drop, I know everyone hates it. I think Trevor threw it a little too early. Maybe Giambi Brown wasn't looking. This is 4th down. I mean, if you look from the end zone, he's not even looking when he throws it, which again is all on Giambi Brown. He should have caught the ball. I mean, Giambi Brown's looking at where he's not even looking at the ball. He's looking at where he's running. Trevor throws it. He has time. He could have waited a bit. He was open. This is where it's just they're not executing. By the time he turns he should have caught it. By the time he turns his eyes, the ball is like what? Maybe 3 yards away. And he would have gotten his ass destroyed by 53. Hospital ball. No excuses. Johnny Brown should have caught that, but just for context, I just like to break it down for context. You can assign blame wherever you want. You really can. I mean, if we go back, look at that play. Is there anyone else open? I'm going to look real quick. I know y'all can't see. I'm just going to take a look here. I didn't really look at this. I mean, there's no one else open. There's no one else open. Made it just in time. An hour late. I'm glad you're here, Jonathan. Yeah, I got a lot. I mean, I got more plays, so we'll see how long we go. We're an hour and 10 minutes in. I'm over London games. They should be in the preseason. I like that idea. Breaks by 2-ball. DB defends. Josh Hines Allen using double team excuse, but labels him a top edge rusher in the league. I didn't chart it. Didn't seem like he was double teamed more than like any other D end is. But again, didn't chart it. BTJ and O-line all have to play better. Trevor BTJ, yeah. That was a good call by the Rams. Wingard isn't fast as he used to be. Well, nobody is. Every day I get older, I get slower. It's sad. Sucks that Caleb Branshaw got hurt. That was his injury. That was, yeah. Mm-hmm. Wingard shouldn't have been re-signed. I get it. He's a fan favorite, but dude is awful in coverage. Did he get re-signed? I don't think he got re-signed. Did he? No, he's a free agent next year. I'm looking for Dewey on that one. Every receiver was open on that play. Stafford just chose his assignment. Giambi Brown looked like BTJ on that one. Giambi just felt the Rams' presence is all. Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. Please do. I mean, I appreciate it. You guys know I do this as a hobby. You know, this isn't a full-time thing for me. I'm not out here trying to get sponsorships or channel members or super chats. I don't care about any of that. I'd rather you guys save your money. Don't spend your money on me. I do this for fun, okay? I make enough to pay for my bills for what this takes. So don't send me money. But you can't like button, though. The like button would be great. That's free to do. So I would appreciate that. Thank you, Hires, for bringing that up. Trevor needs to step it up for real. Never heard the term hospital ball ever used when McCardle went across the middle. We're playing football or not. So I played a lot of soccer. I played football growing up my whole life. Played in high school. Soccer ended up being better at soccer for some reason. Hospital ball was a term used a lot in soccer. When someone would give you a pass that was 50-50 between you and the defender. And defenders in soccer, people don't realize that when they think of soccer players, they think of like tiny little people like Messi running around, which is fair. A lot of them are. But typically defenders in soccer, like the 4 or the 5 that play defense in soccer, are usually pretty big, stout dudes. So like when you send a ball between a forward or a striker in soccer, halfway between them and a big stocky dude, like you're putting your offensive player like in the hospital. And that's where I always heard that term was a hospital ball. Makes sense though in this situation. I don't want to be up at 9 a.m. on Sunday. I agree. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you. So if no one of the wide receivers go for 1K, that would be bad. I mean, Brenton Strange was our leading receiver before he got hurt. We won games because we were a run-first team. I'm going to be honest, run the ball more to make the pass work. Yeah, whenever Trevor's throwing the ball like over 40 times, we never win. And I know there's reasons for that and all that, but do not throw the ball over 40 times. I agree with you 100%. Appreciate your film breakdowns and check the tape Tuesday. Hard to argue against the film. I'm a big film guy. I actually don't like analytics. Analytics is for people that are lazy, to be honest. Film is for people that are not lazy. Not saying you're a bad person for liking analytics or citing analytics, but if you watch the film, you get the whole story. Like you get the whole story. Looking at analytics is like watching the movie. Watching the film is like reading the book. Those of you that have read books and then seen the movie know what I'm talking about. Analytics is the movie. Same main characters, same ending. The book gives you more detail of how they got there. I'm a big film guy, so. I haven't heard enough smoke for the defense letting this opposing quarterback 5 touchdowns with under 200 passing yards. A lot of penalties attributed to that. Yeah, and they ran the ball decently. What position in soccer? I was a striker. I scored goals. I played like a football player though. So like I was reckless, played like a football player, ran through people. I'm a little bit bigger than most strikers are. Strikers are typically a little bit smaller. I was a little bit bigger. So I was really effective on like set pieces and corner kicks and things of that nature. And I was not afraid to run into defenders, which made me valuable because a lot of the other strikers and midfielders were kind of small and technical. And I would just hospital balls weren't a problem for me. That's all I'm gonna say. What kind of offense defense do the teams you've coached? Just curious. Whew, good question. So I spent 6 years on a coaching staff, maybe 5 years, because like 1 year I was just a film guy. 5 years on a coaching staff before I became an athletic director and got into athletic administration, which is great because you can make an actual career out of it. And so my first year there, we ran a 3-4. The second year, or first two or 3 years, we ran a 3-4. And then the last 2 years, we ran a 3-3-5. But the thing is with defenses, whether it's 3-4, 4-3, 3-3-5, it's all the same principles. It's just like where they align pre-snap and what your base defense is. So I've said this before on this show. People get too caught up in odd man front, a 3-3-4, or an even man front, a 4-3. People get too caught up in that. You got to do your job regardless. And I've actually always said that defense is more Jimmys and Joes than it is X's and O's, meaning defense is about, do you have dogs? Whereas offense is more about like, can we scheme you open a little bit? So I've always said that coaching is way more important for the offense. I coached receivers for 1 year and we ran kind of like a spread offense. But on those coaching staffs, I was very lucky to coach with people like, these are some of the people that were on the coaching staff I was on. I was in the coaching meetings with these people, watching film with these people, coaching the same players. Tony Vaselli coached his kids. He was on the coaching staff. Mark Brunell, Denny Thompson, who is the quarterback whisperer, a lot of NFL guys, all these people I coached with. So I got not only fortunate to coach football for a while, but I got to coach with some like legends and people that are very successful. So very happy about that. You're going to get hit hard in football. Surprise. All right, let me fly through some of these plays here. Because I'm kind of getting tired of talking. I feel like I've been talking for a long time. Okay. This one I've put blame on a lot of different people. This one I got to put blame on Liam Cohen because we haven't given him any blame yet. And like I said, there's blame to go around. Okay. We're going to do a max protect offense here. Okay. We got a tight end. Again, another tackle over. And so 3 tackles on the field. And this is a max protect offense, looking to do that deep shot like we did on the previous 2 plays I showed earlier in the show. Good protect. Ooh, not good protection. Trevor does a good job evading the pressure here. There's just nobody open. There's just no. He's not open. That's across the field. He almost throws that and doesn't, which is smart, but he's not really open because he's across the field. He's double covered and he's double covered. No one open here. So what does Trevor have to do? Got to just try to run and gets nothing. And you could maybe chalk this up to a little bit of unluckiness here because you're going to see Anton Harrison lose his. He gets his ass beat, but he does lose his footing too. It's a little double whammy here. But no one really opened on that play, to be honest. This one's on the offensive line. We're giving blame everywhere. We're giving blame everywhere that it should go. Like I said, no one was good. No one was perfect. No one was executing. This one's on the offensive line here. You're going to see this 11 personnel. Again, no one open. Doesn't really have time to throw it. Gets outside the there's not much Trevor can do in this situation. Trevor's not perfect. The receivers aren't perfect, but the line's not perfect either. They all have blame to go around. You're going to see, I think Walker Little gets beat here. Yeah. Come on, Walker. What are we doing, dude? Wait, is it Walker or is it the tight end that one-on-one blocks him here? Yeah, it's Walker Little. What are we doing here? Hey, brother. What are we doing? Hit the guy. Square up and hit the guy. I know Jared Verse is good, but hit the guy. Defense, they get blamed too. Jordan Lewis did not have a good game. Like we said, here's the problem with giving up that inside release. Gives up the inside release. We talked a lot about this. Okay, I got help back here, but here's the problem: is that guy has to help you. If Eric Murray doesn't help you, and Eric Murray, rightfully so, bites on the guy that's open on the goal line, and he's wide open. Like I said, there's plenty of blame to go around. Nobody was good. Nobody was perfect. I don't know. So I'm hearing baby. Yeah, I actually modeled my game after I'm not gonna say I'm a big Manchester United fan because I probably haven't watched them in the last 5-6 years, but I was a big Ruud van Nistelrooy fan. I tried to model my game after Ruud van Nistelrooy. I'm much more Ruud van Nistelrooy than I was David Beckham or Cristiano Ronaldo or Andy Rooney. I was much more Ruud van Nistelrooy. So if you follow soccer, that's much more my game than it was these other people. Contract aside, what do you think Trevor Trade could get? I don't think we're trading. We can't. This is a moot conversation until next year. And then we'll have I don't know. Right now, okay, let's say he had 2 years left on his deal. Right now, what could we get for him? A fifth. Maybe a fourth. Jags don't have enough dogs on defense. Throw it away. Yeah. LLR O-line is trash. The old 3-3-5, Memphis D. You got to say I didn't expect that, but it fits you now that you've said it. I'm a big 3-3-5 guy, and that's the thing. Let me show you. Let me show you here. Let me show you. This isn't a good play. Let me show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about because we're kind of off the rails here a little bit. Hold on. No, it's not a good play. This will work. Okay. So look, here's what I'm talking about. So right now, let's pretend these players don't exist here. If you were at a 3-4 defense, you would have a guy here. You would have a guy here, and then a guy here. And then you would have a linebacker here, 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 and then here. This would be a 3-3-5. Or I'm sorry, a 3-4. So you have your 3 down linemen and you have your 4 linebackers, right? This is a 3-4. This makes sense, right? Everybody with me here? This is a 3-4. Now, a 3-3-5 would be the same D line, 3. But instead of your end here, you're playing more of an outside guy here, still 2 here, and more of an outside guy here. This looks exactly the same. In a 3-3-5, you still want to bring 4 people. You never want to bring 3. So your linebackers are just a little bit better at rushing. So you could bring this guy as a 4th, this guy as a 4th, this guy as a 4th, or this guy as a 4th. And whoever the guy that's the one guy that's blitzing, the other 3 drop. So that's what I'm trying to say is they're all kind of the same. Now take a look at our 4-3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you line up 3 here. So when people are like, oh, we're a better 4-3, we're a better 3-4. Yeah, your personnel can dictate when you have a odd man front, which is just like 3 guys on the line of scrimmage. You typically want these 3 guys to be more what are called like gap eaters, and you want them to just get in these gaps and just plug them. Like 2 gapping, meaning just get in those gaps and don't get moved. So when you have these like bigger guys, these bigger, slower, stronger guys, you can run an odd man front, the 3-man front here, because you get in the gaps and you just like, you're not running through these gaps. We're going to just hold these gaps. And then these 4 here are going to just do everything they need to do to stop anything that's outside, get to the edge, things like that. So there's really not that much difference. Like it really isn't. I'm trying to tell you guys, like on defense, you got to have dogs. Where you line up pre-snap and what their responsibilities are, they matter, but you got to have dogs at the end of the day because the offense knows what you're running and they're going to try to scheme around you, regardless if it's 3-4, 4-3, 3-3-5, a 1-5-5 prowl, whatever it may be, you got to go out there and make a play. So, but yes, I do like the 3-5 or the 3-3-5 because you can make any of those nickel backs, edge rushers, and I don't know. It depends on, a lot of different things. All right, a couple more plays, then I'm getting out of here. We're an hour and a half. This one, okay, how about we end on this one? No words needed. One more thing about this play. This is how bad we are right now. This is how bad. I don't know if you caught this. The ball goes between his legs. Let's at least end on a comedy note here. So Trevor can't hit ETN on a little running back sweep, little route to the outside. But what he can do is he can hit this gap right here. That's impressive. That's accuracy. That's fantastic. We have one of the most accurate quarterbacks of all time. He can't hit a receiver in the chest, but somehow he throws the ball between 91's legs. Appreciate y'all being here. Almost 500 people in here, so I'm glad we ended on that one. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are the absolute best people on the planet of Earth. I love talking Jags with you guys. Appreciate you guys spending your time with me. Time is your most valuable asset you have. Do not forget that. You can get money back. You can get a job back. You cannot get time back. So the fact that you would spend your time talking Jags with me always humbles me. So I really appreciate it. I love all of you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for the channel members that are here. If you don't mind, like the video, subscribe to everything, check everything out in the video description. We got some fun stuff in there. Seriously, guys, thank you. I'll see you tonight, or see you tomorrow night on Club Jaguar with UCF Jaguar and Jordan DeLugo. And we will get more into the Jag stuff here. Seriously, this is great. Can't wait. Let's take a nice week off. It's a bye week. Let's get healthy. Let's get right. Make some positional changes, some target changes, all that stuff. And we'll be back. And we'll come back with a nice win after the bye week. Love you guys. See you guys very soon. Till then, as always, go Jags.